Hey comic book fans, Ashton here for Free Comic Book Day, and we're going to be going over all 51 comics you can get at your local participating comic book shop for Free Comic Book Day. First, we're going to dive in with our silver sponsor titles. Let's get started. First up, from Aftershock Comics is Animosity Tales. A one-shot tale from the world of Animosity explores what's known as the Wake, the day animals began talking, thinking, and taking revenge. And some animals proved to be more vengeful than others. Next, from Ahoy Comics comes Dragonfly and DRAGONFLYMAN. In this excerpt from the hit series The Wrong Earth, two diverse heroes take care of business in their own ways. Dragonfly prowls the darkness for his evil prey, while DRAGONFLYMAN lawfully upholds the status quo of his sun-splashed city. From Albatross Funny Books, we have Grumble vs. the Goon. In this story, a con man Pug and his half-demon sidekick daughter find themselves on the run from death incarnate. So, in an attempt to outrun death, they go dimension hopping, just to land themselves in the world of the Goon. And a world of trouble. From American Mythology is CASPER'S Spooksville. Join Casper, Hot Stuff, Wendy, and all their friends on this all-ages adventure that leads directly into the first official issue of the new monthly Casper series, all while paying tribute to Casper's Harvey Comics heritage. Next, from Antarctic Press is Punchline #1. When the representative of a superhuman group of protectors is forced to retire, she finds someone new to take her place as the costumed heroine and takes on the role of superhero mentor. From Arcana Studios, we have Go Fish. This delightful all-ages tale is perfect for all the kiddos with a sense of adventure. Alex Parrotfish sets off to the undersea city of New Coralton in search of fame and fortune, but instead finds danger looming over the entire city, and it's up to him to stop it. Next, from Benitez Productions comes the fan favorite Lady Mechanika. In this Free Comic Book Day original, Lady Mechanika continues her search for the origins of her mechanical limbs, and seems to be onto something until an untimely death sends her back to the drawing board. From Boom Studios is Lumberjanes: Shape of Friendship. When the Lumberjanes discover a group of magical creatures called Pukas, they think they found new friends. Turns out, the Pukas plan on impersonating the Janes so they can come out of hiding. This all-ages tale focuses on looking inside yourself and learning to love who you find there. From Chapter House comes Captain KANUCK: The Equilibrium Shift. In the aftermath of a global attack from an alien race, the world seeks a new leader to restore balance and help rebuild. Enter the new Captain KANUCK. But just who is behind the mask? Guess you'll have to wait to find out. From Dark Horse Comics is Minecraft and The Incredibles 2. First, in the world of Minecraft, a heartless griefer runs rampant, but she discovers her actions end up having real-world consequences. Then, in The Incredibles 2, Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl head out on a date night, and Violet, Dash, and Jack are determined to keep villains from ruining it. Next, from DC Comics comes Dear Justice League. In this lighthearted, all-ages tale, some of DC's most iconic superheroes take a break from superheroing to answer some questions from their biggest fans. Kids! Some of the questions and answers might shock you. From Drawn and Quarterly comes the timeless classic Little Lulu. Lulu Moppet is an outspoken, brazen young girl who doesn't follow the rules, a proto-feminist who is more relevant than ever. This Free Comic Book Day title kicks off Drawn and Quarterly's upcoming hardcover reissue of the series. From Dynamite Comics comes Bob's Burgers. Explore the further shenanigans of the Belcher family, brought to you by the creators and producers of the smash hit TV series. Also from Dynamite Comics is the Vampirella 50th Anniversary comic. July 2019 marks the 50th anniversary of Vampirella, and to celebrate, Dynamite Comics is relaunching the title that very month. But you can get a sneak peek of things to come with the exclusive Free Comic Book Day Vampirella #0. Next, from Epicenter Comics is Zagor the Alien Saga. When Zagor's arch-nemesis mysteriously disappears from a scientific military base, Zagor is bracing himself for a crisis of colossal magnitude. Still, nothing prepares him for what comes next, and I'll give you a hint. There's some alien abduction involved. From Fantagraphics comes Our Favorite Thing Is, My Favorite Thing Is Monsters. This jam-packed Free Comic Book Day special features an all-new 16-page monster story exclusive to Free Comic Book Day, as well as a 6-page autobiographical story about the harrowing circumstances that led to the creation of My Favorite Thing Is Monsters, and a 5-page How to Draw a Monster strip. From Golden Apple Books is Blastosaurus Annual #1. It's been 1 year since Blastosaurus' arrival in Freakout City, and the residents of the city plan to honor his dinoversary by telling tales of their favorite encounters with their 6-foot Triceratops hero. From Graphic India is Cristiano Ronaldo's Striker Force 7. The world's biggest sports star is now becoming the world's biggest superhero. Led by Cristiano, a motley crew of superpowered agents from around the world must protect Earth from annihilation, provided they can work together. From Humanoids comes H1 Ignition. Launching the all-new Humanoids H1 universe, this exciting introduction gives fans a sneak peek at the first 6 original series in the universe. Next, from IDW Publishing is Star Wars Adventures Droid Hunters. Han and Chewie race against pirates in search of one of 3 identical droids that contain the location of a legendary treasure. And since Free Comic Book Day falls on Star Wars Day this year, this is the perfect thing to pick up. May the 4th be with you. From Image Comics is Spawn #1. This special edition Free Comic Book Day reprint gives fans the chance to relive the historical launch of one of the most successful comic book series of all time, following anti-hero Al Simmons. And it features a new exclusive cover by Francisco Martina. From Kodansha Comics is the Kodansha Comics All Ages Manga Sampler. This serves as a great starting point for aspiring manga readers and features a look at 3 highly anticipated manga titles. From Lionforge comes A Sheets Story. This all-new original story is set after the events of Sheets. Marjorie really wants to get her ears pierced. After all of her friends have their ears pierced. But Marjorie's ghost friend Wendell doesn't want her to change herself just to fit in. Next up, from Marvel Comics is Spider-Man Venom #1. Everyone knows Miles Morales, who rose to fame in Marvel's acclaimed animated film Into the Spider-Verse. And of course we're all familiar with Peter Parker. Well, these 2 superstar heroes of the Spider-Verse are headed in a shocking new direction with a story that will build to one of Marvel's most fantastic and epic tales later this year. But that's not all. Prepare for absolute terror within the pages of Free Comic Book Day as an original Venom story from Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman sets the stage for what will become one of the most fearsome events in the Marvel Universe: absolute carnage. From New England Comics comes The Tick. The Tick is back for his 10th Free Comic Book Day featuring an all-new story, wherein an obsessive Tick and Arthur fan sets out to add the rarest item of all to his collection: Tick and Arthur themselves. Oh, and this title features the return of the fan-favorite Tick cycle with its legendary unnecessary rockets. From Oni Press is Ghost Hog #1. Truff is the ghost of a young boar fueled by fury towards the hunter who shot her down. But Truff soon finds out that her parents, along with their fellow animal villagers, have been kidnapped by a malicious mountain demon. And Truff will have to choose between finally getting revenge on the hunter who killed her or saving the entire animal village. From Paper Cuts is Gilbert. Young Gilbert is the prince of the underwater world of Atlanticus, which has recently been flooded with messages in bottles. So, Gilbert and his friends set off to find out where the messages are coming from. From Random House Children's Books comes Lucy and Andy Neanderthal Big and Bolter. When a meteor hits nearby, Lucy and Andy can't help but go investigate, and chaos ensues once the kids realize that it definitely, totally has magical powers. Yep, 100% magical. Next, from Rebellion Comics is The Treasury of British Comics presents Funny Pages. This Free Comic Book Day, Rebellion and the Treasury of British Comics presents a stack of silliness in a folio of frivolous foolishness, with a trove of classic cartoon characters like Sweeney Toddler, Faceache, and the terrifying Gums. Whew, that was a mouthful. From Red 5 Comics comes The Dark Age and Afterburn. In the Dark Age, a gray haze descends on planet Earth and reduces every known metal to a worthless pile of rust, thereby reverting humanity back to a feudal system. In Afterburn, a solar flare wipes out half the Earth and a team of treasure hunters raid what's left. From SBI Press comes STARBURNS Presents. There's some serious strangeness on the horizon in this Free Comic Book Day title. Stuff like a beer-swilling Sasquatch behind the wheel of a vintage Corvette, burning rubber on the dusty highway, and a warmongering alien race from the planet WrestleTopia. And that's only the beginning of this one. Seriously, you're gonna wanna grab it. From Scholastic is Wolfie Monster and the Big Bad Pizza Battle. A group of bickering monster brothers run an average at best pizzeria that's in danger of being bought out by the evil Lord Mudpan, who wants to take over their city with his addictive products. Next up, from Scout Comics is Midnight Sky. In a dystopian world, a mother comes to find that her true son has been kidnapped and replaced by an alien masquerading as him. And with her daughter the best and last hope for humankind, it's up to her to find a way to save humanity. From SourcePoint Press comes Hope Number 1. Unbeknownst to her husband and daughter, Julie Lavelle secretly moonlights as the beloved costume ultra known as Hope. However, when a family outing takes a fatal turn, Julie quickly learns the price of secrets. From Titan Comics is Robotech. Free Comic Book Day is the perfect place to jump aboard the SDF-1, as the beloved sci-fi anime undergoes a radical reimagining in anticipation of a brand new event. From Udon Entertainment comes Street Fighter Sakura vs. KARIN. They've been adversaries since high school, but now Sakura and KARIN's rivalry enters a new arena, the arcade. Martial arts meets esports as two of Street Fighter's fan-favorite femmes battle it out through jabs and joysticks. Next, from Vertical Comics is KINO'S Journey: The Beautiful World. Kino travels around the world with a talking motorcycle named Hermes. They travel to many mystical worlds, but only stay 3 days in each town, saying it's enough time to learn about each place before moving on to the next. From Viz Media comes My Hero Academia and The Promised Neverland. My Hero Academia explores what it would be like if 80% of the population manifests superpowers called quirks. Then, in The Promised Neverland, a group of orphans discover that their perfect life at Gracefield House might be too good to be true. From Unique Studios is Malika, Fire and Frost. After receiving a mysterious vision, Malika is forced out of the shadows and to Egypt, where she must simultaneously battle the past and present as she tries to retrieve the Fire Frost Stone, a relic that holds the combined power of the 2 ancient dragons. So those were our 39 silver sponsor comics. Now, let's take a look at the 12 gold sponsor comics available on Free Comic Book Day. First up, from Archie Comics is Riverdale Season 3 Special. Dive into the world of Riverdale with this never-before-seen tale that presents all new drama and intrigue set in between the episodes of the show. Next, from Boom Studios is Welcome to the Whedonverse. This is the perfect jumping-on point for the Whedonverse with all new stories from the worlds of Firefly and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. In Firefly, Captain Malcolm Reynolds and his first mate Zoe Washburn are called to reveal the awful secret that sits at the core of their blood-forged bond. Then, in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Buffy and the gang attempt to contain an unknown evil lurking beneath Sunnydale High School. From Dark Horse Comics comes Tales from Stranger Things and Black Hammer. In Stranger Things, Eleven and the Demogorgon have disappeared from Hawkins, while Steve and Nancy encourage Mike to get the adventuring party back together again. Then, in the world of Black Hammer, Madame Dragonfly takes the reader on a tour through a mysterious cabinet of horrors to witness 2 groups of brand new Black Hammer heroes from the past. From DC Comics is Under the Moon, a Catwoman tale. When 15-year-old Selena Kyle becomes homeless, she must confront questions of who she is and who she will become, while struggling to find her identity on the streets of Gotham City. From IDW Publishing comes TMNT Casualty of War. The road to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles' 100th issue starts here. New York City has erupted into war as Splinter battles Karai for control of the Foot Clan, with the Turtles caught in the middle. What will be the outcome, and how did the Turtles even end up in this situation? Next, from Image Comics comes Deadly Class Killer Set. This special one-shot standalone story introduces readers to the world of King's Dominion's School for the Deadly Arts, where the world's top crime families send the next generations of assassins to be trained. And at King's Dominion's School for the Deadly Arts, the dagger in your back isn't always metaphorical. From Marvel Comics comes The Avengers. Fans will be treated to 2 larger-than-life stories in this Free Comic Book Day original. First, Avengers #1 sets the stage for the main Avengers series moving forward. Then, an all-new, thrilling 10-page tale creates one of the most unique, dynamic, and deadly versions of the Avengers ever, the Savage Avengers. From Titan Comics is Doctor Who, the 13th Doctor. Jump aboard the TARDIS with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor and her companions and leap through time and space in fun, fast-paced adventures. From Tokyo Pop is Disney Descendants Dizzy's New Fortune. This full-color manga-style graphic novel tells a brand new story in the world of Disney Descendants starring Dizzy, the granddaughter of Lady Tremaine. Will she behave, or is Dizzy rotten to the core? Next, from Valiant Entertainment comes the Bloodshot Special. Prepare yourself as the most ambitious moment in Valiant's history launches forward with 2 original stories exclusive to Free Comic Book Day. First, discover a breathtaking new tale of Valiant's brutal one-man army, Bloodshot. Then, in the Fallen World prologue, the 41st century dawns anew with a pulse-pounding, shocking new series starring the formidable protector of a future Earth. From Vault Comics comes Interceptor number 1. Polly has a mech suit and a mission. Weep has machine guns and a temper. Together, they lead a band of freedom fighters on a planet populated exclusively by blood-sucking vampires. From the mind of Donny Cates comes a neon-drenched, blood-soaked vision of vampires like you've never seen before. And lastly, from Viz Media is Pokemon I Choose You and Pokemon Adventures. In Pokemon I Choose You, Ash Ketchum oversleeps on his 10th birthday and ends up with a stubborn Pikachu instead of the first partner Pokemon he wanted. But after a rocky start, Ash and Pikachu become close friends and set out to catch the legendary Pokemon Ho-Oh. Then, in Pokemon Adventures, Red doesn't just want to train Pokemon, he wants to be their friend too. See, Bulbasaur and Poliwhirl seem game, but of course, Pikachu proves to be a little more difficult. And also available on Free Comic Book Day are these 2 support titles: Defend Comics from the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund and The Overstreet Guide to Collecting from Gemstone Publishing. And there you have it. Those were our 12 gold sponsor comics together with our 39 silver sponsor comics to make the 51 titles you can pick up at your local participating comic book shop on Saturday, May 4th for Free Comic Book Day. Until then, I'm Ashton, and I'll see you on Free Comic Book Day.